Guys for joining me tonight. We're about to get this started. Um, yeah. So tonight we got Clayton Cardenas. Thank you all for just hitting us up with questions. Regarding Clayton and his journey. We got a few things to talk about. So we're waiting right now. Thank you everybody for joining. My boy Mario's right there. Jojo, what up? Yeah, no, but thank everybody for continuing to stay engaged. And I think this platform is to talk about matters that we actually care about, right? Matters that we actually could put thought behind it, right? Like a lot of the stuff that we're getting on the news and on social media is just, one-sided, right? So we're gonna open it up and try to like dive deeper and have conversations that hardly nobody's having. So Clayton, where you at? I'm trying to find this dude real fast. Clayton, bro, you gotta join this, man. There you are. There. Send a request, Clayton Cardenas. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see. View. Go live with. Is that you? Here we go. Second, and we're gonna get straight in. Whoa! There he is. There he is.
What's up?
Yeah, you hear me good?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, man.
How's it going?
I'm feeling great. Apparently from today.
You're looking great, bro. You're looking great.
Yeah. Little did they know that you forced me onto the freeway. We were smashing. I didn't even know. I didn't know I was smashing. I was like, I'm not even gonna look.
So hey, I'm not
gonna look at the speedometer.
I'm gonna kick it off like this. Today, we officially freaking cracked Clayton in on the freeway, the 710 freeway. If anybody was on the 710 this afternoon, we were moving in 3 Harleys. And Clayton, you're a champ, bro. So
I had no idea. I mean, we talked yesterday, and I was like, "So you're just gonna put me on the freeway? I haven't been on a bike in a year." And you're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay, Dick." Like, all right, I guess I don't have.
Of course. Of course you are, bro.
No, it was
cool. We had you, bro.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
I had you in the front. We had you on lock, and we were moving, bro. We were moving, bro.
No, it was good.
70, 80, we were moving.
Yeah, it was smooth. It was smooth. Yeah. And big up to Mario for letting me ride this bike, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
so I think we got one. Now we're about to start a club, an MC club, guys.
Hey, we're like this close. We're like this close, man. No, I'm excited. It was fun, bro. It was nice. It was nice it was just nice to rip out there, dog. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, and for those that don't know, right? I'm just gonna add a little bit, then we're gonna get into it, right? We got mad questions, people engaged. Like when we're on the Mayans, for those Mayan fans, like we're kind of limited to writing, right?
Yeah.
Like so.
Well, last year we didn't even ride together. Maybe one time.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Everybody watching the show, you guys only saw us ride together once, and I was like at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, like we're kind of like on a motorcycle show, and like I mean, I think we're supposed.
I don't know, dog. I don't know. Like according to last year, I don't know.
Algin, you gotta freaking get us riding, bro. This damn motorcycle show.
No, he's on it. That's cool.
Hey, so look, so we got like, bro, mad love, and thank you for just agreeing to do this, right? Like. A lot of people don't want to open up and have a conversation, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why not, homie? And right now, we're in a time where we need good conversations, bro. Yeah. We're in a time where we need positivity, So,
we need connection.
I think that, right?
Yep.
So,
agreed.
So, I'm going to go ahead. But for me, bro, I want to kick it off like this, bro. Like,
let's go.
You were at the rallies. You were at the protest in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, the front lines, man.
Huh?
The front lines.
The front lines, right? And I know you, bro. So like, I'm gonna tell you straight out like this, like, it was a surprise, not like way out. Like, it's just that like we never did things like this, right? Yeah. So for you to do that, like, of course you did it, but like,
Yeah.
like, how did that come to be, bro? Like,
That's it.
and we had this conversation,
Yeah.
but if you wanted to share a little bit of insight on how that came to be, because you transitioned into that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. In like full force, and, everything had gone down. And of course, this Black Lives Matter movement it didn't just start yesterday, right? This has been a thing already. And, I got to the point where, I'm starting to see everything happening with George Floyd and the amount of people going to protests. And
right.
I just, bro, it was just like an innate feeling where like I had to do something. Like I couldn't sit around and sit in my fancy place and, just do my normal life anymore. And I remember having a conversation with our co-star Gino Vento.
Right.
And he had already been on the front lines. Him and his lady were already out there, and especially in Hollywood at the time, and it was going off, man. And they were getting shot at with rubber bullets and stuff. And I was asking him, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm doing enough. I don't know. And and he was really good about it. He said, he's like, you don't have to be out there, He's like, if you want to be out there, if you feel like you should be out there, then be out there. But don't feel bad if you're not out there. And that really resonated with me. And I sat with that for a couple of days, and I was like, I can't, man. This felt too much like 92. And if anybody was in LA around 92,
that shit was crazy. That shit jumped
that
out.
Shit was that changed a lot of things, a lot of things. And I was like, okay. And even the 60s, I wasn't around the 60s, obviously, but like if you're around the 60s, like you were either doing something about it or you weren't,
Right.
And I had to really have a deep conversation with myself, and I had to realize, like, all right, 10, 20 years from now, what side of this do you want to be on? Do you want to be at home, remember yourself chilling at home, just watching TV, or do you want to be doing something about it?
Right.
And, and then, I had to really understand what I was marching for. And, a lot of people want to make this is us against the police, which for some people it is, and rightfully so. We don't know what their history with police are. For me, bro, this deeper thing where this all starts from is fucking systemic racism.
There you go.
And anybody that's ever experienced anything like it, what that feeling is. You know what it's like to look in somebody else's eyes and be like, oh, this motherfucker does not like me just because of the way I look, the color of my skin. They don't even know me, bro. They were putting me in a class. They were putting me in a box.
Or so also, you're also what part of the community you come from, right? Like low-income communities too, right?
For sure, bro. Like you're not having enough money. Like you're already put in a class. And yeah, that's a whole other struggle in itself. So, and then once I was there, bro, I started marching with a friend of ours, Maria Stan, Maria.
Yeah.
And, bro, our first march was downtown LA, and it was powerful, dog. It was about, I think it was like 50,000 people. And bro, and it was like a sea of people going through these, through downtown. And I remember specifically, these two hood motherfuckers, bro. They were, you could tell they were not like invested in the march, but they pulled over, and these were gangsters, bro. And they were in tears, right? And it was a trip because the majority of these people in the crowd were Latinos, dog. Like that's been the biggest thing for me. Through especially in LA, the majority is raza, bro. March. And so that really like resonated with me. I was like, wow, everybody is doing the right thing. In my opinion. That was just my opinion. Yeah.
Because, and I think we've talked about it. I'm just gonna get a little bit into it. It's like the same issues that blacks have is the same issues Mexicanos, Latinos have, bro. Like it's the same shit, right? Like the ghetto is the ghetto. Systematic oppression is systematic oppression, right? The population of prisons is blacks and Latinos, right? The population in the ghettos is blacks and Latinos. So it was very clear to me, bro. And thank you, bro. Just thank you for sharing like that. And I think a lot of people wanted to know, right? Because I think what we also talked about, Clay, is that people are there, but they don't know why, right? People want to do things, but they don't know why, right?
100%, bro. And people are there for different reasons, and that's their own agenda, and that's fine.
Right.
You have the right to march whatever you want, freedom of speech, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want in that sense, right? Of course, there are going to be the radicals and the people that are the anarchists, and that comes with the territory. bro.
Right.
But you know what? But if you're solid and you're peacefully marching, which we were, which my group was, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, and all better for them, dog. You know, it felt internally, it felt good, and I don't give a fuck with it. And so nobody could tell me anything different.
That's your experience, bro.
For sure. Nobody, exactly. Yeah. Nobody we know could sway my thinking. Zero people, bro. Because I know deep down in my heart it was the right thing to do, and I will continue to fight for it, bro.
And bro, and that's what it is, right? I think where we're at, like, we don't want to have a conversation, right? And you don't have to understand me, but just respect my experience, bro. Like, you know, and that's where I think we clash a lot. Like, it's okay to have a difference of opinion, right?
Yeah. Of course.
But like, don't belittle another person, right, for him having a different experience. And I think that's where we got it. That's where we get it messed up. But again, bro, just and it's that, bro. This platform, right? This platform is being used in a good way. While people's platforms are just hush and they're quiet, like that's cool. I'm not judging. But over here, we're not doing that. Over here, we might not know the answers, Clay, but shit, we're going to do our best to try to figure some shit out.
Yeah, bro. And you know, it's and we had this conversation, I think last week, you know, it's sometimes challenging, dog, when you're on the front line and you've experienced this, like, cause you got people from the neighborhood, bro, being like, what? You got I personally have family. Like, what are you doing? Why? What? Right. And like, they're totally opposite of what I think, bro. And so it's like, it's challenging. At first it was challenging being ridiculed for it. But it's like, you know, for when history changes, when big changes happen, bro, it's like, there are motherfuckers that have to go experience it, that it's hard for the next generation for it to be easy for. You know what I mean? Like there has to be that bridge. You know what I mean?
Look it, bro. I'm gonna speak on that real fast, bro, because like, even though we're not gonna get into the past, bro, but I'm just gonna like just shed a little bit light, right? Like, I'm the only motherfucker from my neighborhood that did what I did, right? And I think you could speak like family circles where we came from, bro. This is abnormal, right? Like, so so it's that, right? Like, you didn't get there because of luck, Clay. Like, we're gonna get into it, right, with these questions, but we got in here because we went against the grain, bro. We had to go against the grain, and we had to go against everybody, what everybody told us, and what the thought was to be where we're at, bro.
100% agree with you, dog.
So why would we stop now?
There's no stopping.
There's no stopping.
I mean? There's no stopping, dog. And it's I love how you do that, dog, because it's like you're thinking in the future. You're thinking for the future. You're not thinking just for right now. You think for your children and their children. You know what I mean? And same here. It's like, whenever I have kids, it's like, I don't want them to view the world through such a small lens. And let's just say this, dog. Say, you know, there's all this divide with race and everything. Let's just say these motherfucking aliens came and attacked us. Let's just say that, right?
Okay.
Do you think I'm gonna give a fuck what color you are, what of a human being, right? When these motherfuckers are attacking us, bro. It's like, no, please join me, whatever color you are. There's somebody attacked, like, it's insane. Right. You know what I mean? How we divide each other.
What Eddie Olmos said. Remember the Zoom call that we had with Eddie Olmos? I love that. He was like, there's only one race, and it's the human race.
Yeah, right? Imagine, dog, when go ahead.
No, and he was like, but there's different cultures within the one human.
Yo, you good?
Go. Yeah.
No, I said, you know, for him to make those statements back.
Just go.
Is it your connection or mine? What's that? Is it your connection or mine? I can't tell.
Just go. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna stop it, bro. Just talk like I'm there. I'm gonna come. Go. All right.
No, I can't, cause like when I see you, your face freezes, and I'm like, wow.
Bro. You're an actor. Pretend I'm there, bro.
Does this happen to everybody? Does this happen to everybody?
I don't know. All right. I don't know, bro. This is all improv. Pretend I'm there, dog. This is acting.
You ask the next question. I'm out. I can't do with this frozen face.
All right, here we go. Next question. How did you two meet? This is from I am Tommy Suarez. How did you two meet? And how has the training with Anthony helped elevate your talent and game?
Man, that's a good story. I've told the story numerous times.
Right. We met. like I've been knowing you since you were a young pup.
Yeah, I mean, but the first time I saw you, bro, I mean, I was, you know, I was in Ventura County. This was 2009
Wow.
or 2008, and I remember a film you were in. It was called A Better Life.
Right.
With Damian.
Yeah, with Damian Bichar. Yeah, yeah.
And I remember sitting in this day room, and I remember watching the TV, and I remember seeing you, and I remember realizing, I was like, whoa, this dude is not an actor. This dude is from the hood, but he's acting. He's like, he's on TV. He's like, and I was like, and that blew my mind, dog. And I was like, whoa, this is possible?
Right.
You can come from where I know of and do this shit like that, homie. That was like,
right.
And then fast forward to 2000 and God, when I joined Anthony, 2000 and like 15, I think 14 maybe. I joined Anthony's studio. Our coach Anthony Gilardi, our coach of ours.
Right.
And I was at the Anthony Gilardi acting studio, and I think a week had gone by. And I still remember your face vividly. And I remember you walking in this motherfucking class. And I was like, whoa. And I remember, I knew in that moment, I was exactly where I needed to be.
Yeah.
And I remember I did a scene, and you approached me after the scene.
Right.
And basically what it came down to, you were like, yo, man, you should come kick it with me. You know, you were like just giving me game. And I was like, okay. You know, for sure. You know, I was in awe, bro. And that really got it that started it off for me. You know, and then, you know, with Anthony, bro, I just think he has this innate ability, especially with people of color. You know, like you see all the people that has made it from his studio. It's all people of color, dog.
For sure.
And you know, and it's like he just has an innate ability to understand because he comes from struggle. He comes
the hood.
from, you know, he comes from it, dog. He comes from
the North End. From the North End.
The Boston North End. He comes from all that. So like he knows those feelings that we went through. So you know, he's sympathetic and empathetic towards that. So, you know, listening to him and in having you as a mentor at the time and watching you in the game and just soaking up game from you basically, you know, that like helped evolve me. You know, I gained that knowledge and I took that knowledge and then I just did my own thing after that. For sure. You know, and that's, you know, but like I would not be where I am if it wasn't for you and Anthony. That's just the truth, bro. That's it. Right.
No, that's good, bro. That's good. And like what I see like is mentorship, right? Like a mentorship that kind of happened in an organic way. Yeah. And also seeing that, wow, you look like me, right? And I think it's that for me too, bro. Like I remember watching this prison documentary when I was getting out of Ironwood State Prison. And I seen it about Danny Trejo. And even though we were light years apart, like as far as age, but like it's something resembled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think
you understood something.
I understood, and I think it's what you said. If that motherfucker could do it right there, then I could do it too.
Same,
right?
Same shit, dog.
Same
shit.
Good. All right. So here goes the next question. Creepers girls. How did you? That's a good name, huh? Creepers girl. How did you? Okay, here we go. How do we get young men to channel their feelings into art, poetry, and music? Right.
That's a good
question. I don't want to talk about men, right? Because all we have is our experience. So I kind of want to just trickle. I kind of want to push to you, like, how do we do it, right? How do you? Or what is something that you use to channel your emotions? However.
Well, let me reverse that. Let me kind of step on that first, because I went through this. Growing up, I had a negative stigma of what art was. My family too. Nobody in my family. It was like, oh, you're art, homie. Oh, you're kind of like, are you one of these, homie? Like, what? You like art? Like what? Like who? Dude, what? So like, I had to get rid of that stigma first. First, I was like, and that's been my whole goal as of late is to redefine what it is to be a man. You know, like we have these old stigmas of like, you know, being so macho and not showing emotion. And like, I totally bark against that shit now, dog.
For
It's
sure.
like, you know,
For sure.
to show your emotions, that shouldn't be labeled as something negative as if you're a male, you know?
Right.
I'm sorry, to answer the latter part of that question, how do I channel it? Is that
Right.
what was that?
Right. How do you channel? How do you channel your feelings into art, poetry, or art?
So
Period?
yeah, for me, man, when to create something, you know, I hate when people ask me, and I don't want to knock on any of my friends or family. I hate when people ask me like, hey, can you paint me something? Can you write me a poem? Because for me, art is it's a positive reaction to something that has happened in my life. Because what I used to do when something would
That's
happen
good.
in my life is I go straight to drugs. I go straight
Right.
to alcohol and drugs. I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. But now, when something happens to me, I turn it into art. I go paint. I'll write a poem.
Right.
I don't write poems as much as you do anymore, but I paint. That's
Right.
that's my expression way. You know, so whatever paintings I have, they are created out of something that just happened in my life.
Right. Right.
Does that make, is it
So
the
you
same for
found,
you?
no, but it makes sense for me. So so now you found a positive way to channel those emotions, right?
Yeah, it's an outlet. It's my
It's an
positive
outlet,
outlet.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
an outlet. Well,
yeah.
I think before it was a negative thing because we didn't understand them, maybe,
No,
right?
yeah, 100%, dog. I didn't
But
know what to do
now,
with it.
right, right,
I
right,
didn't. All I knew was to try and fucking bury it, try to sink it, try to
right.
dig a hole and put some sand over that shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because going back to what you said, as a young child, you were never taught to deal with these emotions,
No, bro.
right?
My, I mean, yeah, no, I was not. Nobody's told me
So
like,
so how in the fuck could you understand it if you were never taught it, right? Like,
you live and learn, man. And that's such a like struggling way to do it. It's a hard way to live, bro. But like,
right,
you know, people like you and I, like, if you can learn to turn that into something positive, like what great things can manifest out of that, like what we've created so far and what we're going to create, dog. We're just starting. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
wait till we get like 5 years more into this shit. You know what I mean?
right, right. Yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Pray tell Chell.
Ooh.
What was the catalyst for making you want to act? But you kind of answered this one. Well, because
Yeah.
then it kind of goes bit what you just said about like seeing me at the studio. But I
Yeah.
think what was the catalyst for making you truly want to act, though?
Well, okay, I'll tell you what happened, dog. I was so that whole thing happened with you, and it sparked something. And I remember this is going back to Anthony Gilardi, our coach. I did a scene one day. It was a Stephen Adley Gerges play called "Motherfucker with a Hat."
Yeah,
familiar
love
with
that.
it?
Yeah.
And I remember I did the scene, and I remember Anthony being very proud of me. First of all, homie, I didn't put up a scene for 6 months. I really sat and studied everyone and studied the craft, right? I really did my work. And but I remember like I did this scene. It was it was like third or fourth scene. I remember Anthony texting me, and he told me, he's like, hey, if you you could really make it in this game if you stay focused. Now I was like, what? I can make it. Whoa! And that, like, just that, dog. I was like, fuck. Just that little thing lit the fire, bro. I was like, oh shit. All right, I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna really put all my attention, all my focus in this, and let's make this happen. And I gave myself a 3-year plan. And you know what's so funny is like so many people in our industry, like, they're like, this is just me speaking out loud. They're like, yeah, it takes like 10, 15 years to make it in the game. And like, I never listened to that, dog.
Yeah.
I gave myself a 3-year plan. I was like, 3 years,
something better happened.
Something better. And it did, bro. American Crime. Thanks to you. I mean, that's real shit. That's real shit, bro.
Yeah.
That was real shit, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and no one really asked that one, but we'll tell it, right? So I was on my second season of American Crime, and they were looking for my brother, right? And we had the #1 casting director, right? This is Academy Award showrunner John Ridley, right? Like they're trying to find everybody, they're trying to see everybody, right?
Yeah.
But they can't find my brother, they can't find my big brother, right? And you hadn't done shit yet, right?
maybe a couple like homies film, like couple homie shorts, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't call it the killer.
Kali the Killer, you were a pimp. You were a
Where
pimp.
they did me a favor. Like our homeboy Adam did me a favor. He's like, yeah, you want to? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll do something. Like, you be the pimp. I was like, all right, yeah, whatever.
But like again, bro, like just cause I have friends and family, like I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot, right? Like I worked my ass off for my career, so I wouldn't have sent anybody if they weren't ready, right?
Thanks,
and
bro.
Like I dropped your name in the hat, bro. I dropped your name in the hat. And then, you know, boom. You know, everything happened how it was supposed to happen.
That was it. You know, and I owe a lot to you, man. And you know, thinking back on that cast, bro.
Regina King, you know, Timothy Hutton,
Felicity, bro. Like, you know, like to work with that cast, like that was such a like A level, and that's how I thought like. Right. Everything was supposed to be. So like right away, I'm working like this and studying like this and preparing like this. And it was so jarring, homie, to like go to like work after that and not be like that. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Is this TV? Like, what is going on, bro?
Yeah, no, we were spoiled, right? Yeah. But what I like to say, we don't compromise that, bro. Like you don't have to. We know what greatness is, right?
Yeah, you gotta stay there.
You must stay there, right? Yeah. Right. A lot of people make excuses. Oh, that's just how it is right here, or that's lazy shit, right?
Yeah.
If you are working in an unprofessional environment, that shit is lazy, bro. Because our first shows was on the highest level, and at no time was there any disrespect, right? Yeah, work environments get hectic at times. But overall, we were pumping on a premium level and at the highest degree at all times, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're right, and that just served us well. I mean, dog, and I'm like, you got nominated your first season, bro.
My first season.
That was like, and like, there's no doing less now. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the level of artistry you bring now, and it's cool because I get to see it firsthand, being on another show with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's the dopest thing in the world, bro.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Alana Avery. So many racial injustice that have been going on for so long have finally brought to the light in hopes of being extinguished. Question: what has been one of the most distinctive memories you have had in relation to racism? A memory of racism.
I got a few. I mean, I got a real one. That's a good question. You want me to answer it, or are you going?
I'll go first, right?
All right, go ahead.
I go to South Dakota, right? I was driving in South Dakota, and I think in Los Angeles, I have experienced firsthand police brutality, right? I've been beat by the LA sheriffs, right, in the county jail. I've been beat by the Whittier police, right? But anyhow, I'm not knocking it, right? But I think racism I didn't really experience until I drove to Nebraska and South Dakota, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember walking in a bar with, I had this thing called cultural exchange where I brought homies to Pine Ridge Reservation, and we were driving back. And if anybody knows those lands, there's nothing there, right? So like, it's just a burger spot, and then for the next 5 hours, you're gonna drive into nothing, right? So we stopped at this burger spot, and there was there was 3 older white men, right? And as soon as we walked in, they were like, it got a little dusty in here.
Bro.
You know? Bro, but like, you know what? There was 4, we're all from Homeboy Industries, bro. And like, I was like, did this fool just say that, right?
Yeah, dog. I have a similar,
I'm not stupid, right? Like, I'm not gonna, bro, I'm just trying to get home, right? I don't know what they do in Nebraska and in South Dakota, bro. I'm not trying to get buried behind some trees or something, bro. So anyhow, I'm not gonna go more into the story, but like, that's the first time I experienced racism.
I have some real shit too. So being in LA, dog, like, you know, and for me, I played sports my whole life in high school and college, and being in LA specifically when you play, I was always like one of the only Latinos playing on the sports teams, but, you know, we played with against a lot of black teams, and you'd have that racial banter, but it wasn't like, we'd still like dap it up afterward, you know, we would talk shit on the field and on the court, but like it wasn't like a real like hate like I hate, like there was never that.
Right, right.
But homie, in 2010 or 11, there had been these big tornadoes that happened in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and on my own dime, bro, I wanted to go out there and help with Red Cross. Red Cross had this program, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys go and serve these areas. Basically, pick up debris of people's like homes just torn apart. And, bro, you would find body parts.
Wow,
and
wow.
it was crazy, and helping, and you know these groups of people helping all over, and I was helping with this group, and I just happened to be paired up with this one black dude. He was from Florida, and it was just me and him were the only people of color. Okay,
right.
And we're helping this community, right?
What state are you in? What state are you in again?
This is Alabama, homie.
Alabama,
the deep south, homie.
All right, all right.
This is
down south.
We down there, right?
Yeah.
And like, first of all, when I'm on my own dime, bro, I'm driving into town, I'm seeing Confederate flags just outside of people's houses, like it's like I'm like, whoa, whoa. And so we're helping with this group, and it's this. I remember this girlfriend and boyfriend just eyeing me and this one homie, right? And I'm like, why the fuck? They keep staring at us,
right?
And this one girl just had it. She rips off her shirt, and she was wearing this Confederate flag bra. And her boyfriend comes. They just had it with us for some reason, for helping. And they just come and like walk over to us. They're like, hey, do you two boys know where the fuck you are?
Wow.
And I was like, wow. Yeah. I was like, yeah. And I got what he was saying. I was like, yeah, you know we're helping you, right? He's like, we don't want your fucking help. Get the fuck home. And I was like, what? And that blew my mind, dog. That blew my fucking mind. I'm helping you rebuild your community. Right. I am helping you. You're spitting on my face. Yeah. And I'm like, that was my first time really dealing with generational racism, dog. This is this goes to their ancestors.
That's that old shit. We're not.
That's that real shit.
It's not like that.
We're not like that, dog.
No, I mean, there's you have it, bro, but not like that.
Like that, dog.
That's that other shit right there.
That shit was born into you. You know what I mean? That hate was served to you as a fucking puppy. You know, that was spoon fed to you when you were an infant, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, I'm never coming back. Yeah. You know? And what a poor thing to think. Like, what a like small-minded way to live. Like, I don't want to ever go to the South again. I shouldn't feel like that, dog.
No,
I shouldn't feel like I don't want to go to a certain part. It's our fucking country. Bro, I should not want to feel like that. But I do, unfortunately, you know? Yeah,
no, and I mean, it's the truth, right? Like, that's your experience. Nobody can knock my experience, and nobody can knock your experience. Yeah. It's an experience, and we're still dealing with it, obviously, right? Yeah. Bro, but now that was a heavy one. That was,
yeah, sorry about that.
No, that was good, bro. That's what they asked. We're here for the people, bro. The people are asking, so we must answer. Here we go. This is all you, my friend. XOMET. What was the inspiration behind your piece, My Heart Doesn't Feel Well, the painting?
Well, you know, that just speaks on what earlier on when I'd always that was early on my painting days when I would paint to express something. And I think, you know, early in my painting days, man, I was dealing with a lot of ex-love and strife. And I think that was just a reaction to like a woman I was dealing with at the time, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That damn woman.
That damn woman. That goddamn woman, man. You know what I mean? We can't. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
My heart doesn't feel well was because of that damn woman. But hey, you got a banging ass piece. You got a banging ass piece out of it, bro.
I did. Right? I mean, and isn't that beautiful? Like, I can sell art. I can give my art to because of something horrible that happened to me. Like, what a beautiful transition.
For sure, bro. All right, okay, here we go. Ixchel sketch. Do you have a favorite medium to use visual art? Are you self-taught, or do you have any traditional training in painting?
Zero tradition. This girl I was seeing at the time. So when I first started, man, I was was copying stencils that were already creating, and I was putting it into a collage, and I was making like a story out of it. That's how my beginning of painting started. It was collaging in a sense. And then a girl I was seeing at the time, you know her. I'm not gonna name her.
Yes,
name.
I know her. I know her.
Well, I'm not gonna name her name. Like she made fun of me. She's like, "Oh, that's so juvenile. You should paint." And I was like, "I don't know how to paint." She's like, "I'll teach you." I was like, "Oh my god!" And so she like taught me the basics begrudgingly, you know, and like made fun of me like while I would do it. But like she still put me on the game, bro. And like so like it was interesting. Like I kind of copied her style in the beginning, and then I was like, it just didn't feel right. So I found my own style afterward. It's like it is what I created today. You know what I mean?
And I love that, right? And I love that because I think that's what it is. Like, as long as you understand enough to get you going, and then you ultimately create your own, right?
Same shit. And it's the same with like acting. Like if you're enamored with an actor, a favorite actor, and you're like, oh shit, and like you try to emulate them and shit, and then like you realize after a while, like, oh, it's not that cool to try to be like them. So like you start to create your own style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just art.
Yeah.
That's just art, baby.
Yeah. And so, if those that don't know, so from stencils, he went to behind his wall.
I went to acrylic. Acrylic paint is my
game
now. This shit right here, that's acrylic. It's acrylic up there.
If you ain't knowing, that's acrylic right there.
If you don't know what acrylic is, you ain't on the shit, man.
And it's like thick acrylic. It's not just acrylic. That's layered acrylic for those that don't know.
I didn't even get into that. Yeah, my acrylic tape, like, because I layer it so thick now. And it's probably like 8 or 10 layers of acrylic. And then underneath it.
Wait. I'm going to say some shit, right? So Clay, I go to his house, right? He's like, look, bro, look at my new shit, right? And I was like, that's dope. How do you let it dry? He was like, oh, I just let it dry. And I was like, why don't you use a blow dryer? And he was like, oh shit, I could use a blow dryer? I was like, yeah, dog,
So I was like, oh shit, damn, bro, I didn't know that.
I didn't know. I'd have to wait. I was like, how long you let that shit wait? He was like, maybe a day, maybe 2 days. I was like, bro, just fucking put a blow dryer in it. Why don't you speed that process up?
I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that. I do that now,
bro.
It's crazy.
All right, good. I just wanted to get mine. Yeah, I just wanted.
You wanted your credit? You get your credit.
Yeah,
all right, you get your fucking credit. Bro. You got your fucking credit. All right, get the fuck on with your next station.
All right. All right. I know this is from Red Rose. This is our last one. Red Rose, 1982. I know he paints, but does he write or do any poetry? What was the biggest thing that has impacted his life? So that's a 2-part. Poetry and impacted your life.
First of all, this shit, homie, this shit goes to you again. I saw you do. What was the name of that? What was the name of your first Out the Box? I Had a Choice.
I Had a Choice. We should have told that. You should.
Homie, I saw that and I was like, what is going on right now?
Right.
This wow. I was so enamored with that, bro. I was so enamored with like the aggression, the poetry combined with the music and just like your body movements with it. Like it was a lot of this. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
And it was like I've seen like spoken word before, but not done like that. And I was like, oh man, I want to do this so bad. So like even before I started acting, dog, it was like you ignited that fire in me. I was like, I got to do spoken word.
Right.
And I started. That was like the beginning of my expression. That was the first thing before painting. It was spoken word, painting, and then acting. That was like the progression.
That was
the arc of it. Yeah.
And like, look, bro, I've said it, and like, why I cared, bro, is because I seen that you had the same struggle as me, right? Like, and it's very few, bro. Like, even though you grew up on the other side of LA, like real recognize real, right? Like hood recognize hood.
Same shit,
and like,
bro. Yeah.
And like, I seen you, and I was like, oh fuck, like, bro, what a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we understood the same language, and that's why I cared so much, bro.
Yeah.
And it was that, and you received that, right?
Yeah.
But now, bro, like this is a trickling effect. Like how many homies from all over have we inspired? You get me?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what Clay? It was like this, bro. When I never had what you had with me, right? Like foods were shady, dog. Foods were scandalous, bro. And like I didn't understand that. And I promised myself, I was like, if I ever get a chance, I'll never do that shit to nobody, bro.
I
Straight up,
appreciate
bro.
that. No, I mean, again, you were like, you're on the front lines of something, and like you had to go to struggle through something to make it easier for somebody else, bro. And I appreciate you for that, dog.
That's
That's
it.
some real
And
shit.
all I ever want to do is just pass that shit on, right? Pass that shit on, and that's how we're rolling like that. Okay, the other part of the question: what's the biggest thing that has impacted your life, Clay? What is the biggest thing that has impacted your life?
Just you, to be honest, it's just knowing I have art, because I'm kind of relaying the same message, but like to be able to express freely and affect other people in a positive way. And it's this thing. I remember as a little kid, I always had these dreams that like I was able to speaking to a bunch of people. And then as I got older, I thought it was me being an athlete and I was going to be able to talk to people. But like, and then it progressed in me being as an artist and then an actor, being able to speak to millions of people, dog, in a positive way, and to affect our young and empower the youth, like, so like having art, just knowing art can be an outlet for me to affect people in a positive way has been the biggest thing in my life, man. And that's why I hold it to the highest gratitude of a place, man. I hold it in such high regard that I don't sacrifice for anything. And it's affected relationships for me. It's affected family for me, but that's how high I hold it, because I see it affecting such a larger group of people than what I surround myself with right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it similar for you, or do you see like...
Yeah, and it's the fine balance, right? And I think this is part of the grand conversation that like no one taught us this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like we're struggling to try to balance everything, right? Like everything, bro. Like from going from no money to going from big money, right?
Bro, yes.
Like I mean, even though like you have to know, because we know people that have fucked theirs off, right?
Yeah.
And like we're talking like, damn, like this fool just hit on a show, right? Oh, he's making, but you see him, bro. You see him just spiraling, bro.
We've experienced, we know people firsthand that have done this
firsthand.
Shit,
firsthand, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, even though it's a lot of positivity going on, like who do we have to turn to, bro? Like we're really blessed to have each other and the others that we could bounce this with, right? Because if you ain't never lived it, you can't speak about it.
Well, homie, that's why I say this shit all the time, dog. And I said this shit earlier, like, they gonna make a movie about this shit. Like, nobody's experienced, let's just say you and I, we'll put you and I, nobody's experienced what we've experienced, like, in our past, right?
Yeah.
And then have gone to where we're at.
My trauma, bro.
Our trauma, and then have gone to where we're at right now. Like, nobody else can understand that but you. That what I've done, what I've been through, then you. And like, I hate when motherfuckers say like, yeah, man, I know how you feel. And it's like, I know what they mean. You don't know how I feel. You have no idea. You don't know what I'm dealing with. But like, I know somebody like you do. But you know what? But like, when I hear other people say, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Nah, it's true, and it's not being a dick about it, right?
Not at all, dog. Not at all, bro.
It's like, hey, look,
it's a sincere thing, dog.
Everybody has had their own experience, and it's okay, right? Like, it's okay that you don't have my experience and I don't have yours. But like, let's not try to like say we all know what we're all feeling, because it's not like that, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's not real, and I hate that fucking jargon, but I try to be sympathetic to when people say that, but I know deep down, I was like, you don't know, man. But it's like, and that's why I appreciate somebody like you, because like you're on, like, dog, right. And so that's why like our relationship will always be like this. it's like this tunnel relationship. We'll go through life, and motherfuckers will try to interject and say they understand what we're going through, but it's like, nah. And it's dope because like we're both still going up and up and up, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick, homie.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah.
And this is honorable. This is where it's at, bro, because we have to get these conversations out, right?
Yeah.
Our people are not talking in a real way, you know? And it's not like I'm not trying to one up you, bro. No one's trying to one up. We're just trying to have a real conversation.
Yeah. And it's to embetter our people, dog. You know, we can't not be real because there's so many people not being real. There's so many motherfuckers just like conforming to society and what society wants them to be. It's people like us that are willing to go against the grain, like you were saying earlier.
That's it.
You know, and keep having these conversations, man. And keep spreading the word, bro. Even when it's not wanting to be heard, dog. Like we still have to like let people know like this information is happening. We have to let people know that it's possible. That's like the biggest thing. This shit, like, let these motherfuckers know it's possible, bro. Because then there'll be more people like us in our community. There'll be more like us, bro. And we build like a fucking army of positivity around us. You know what I mean?
That's it.